Hello, today I'm going to be showing you some of the basics of Autodesk Inventor. So I'm going to be going over the basics of parts and what an assembly is. So I'm going to use an example of an assembly that I have for robotics. This is an assembly, and an assembly is basically a bunch of parts combined together to assemble together to make a bigger part. So this assembly is made up of uh, many different parts, such as this aluminum bracket and this wheel. So this is a part, and they come together to make the assembly. Now, I'm going to show you a basic example of how to make a part. So the first thing you want to do is click New Part, and you want to decide what units you want to do. So I'm going to be changing it to millimeters. By default it's inches. So to do that, you go to Tools, Document Settings, Units, Length, and Millimeters. So Autodesk functions by converting two-dimensional sketches into three-dimensional objects. So as a simple example, I'm just going to make a cube. So you go to the Sketch tab. I'm going to do a rectangle, and then you select the plane you want to draw on. Now we're in two-dimensional space. I'm going to click to make one side of the rectangle and type in the dimensions. So 20, click tab to go to the other one, 20, enter. To pan the camera, you just middle click. You can move it around like that. So now I have a two-dimensional square, and if you click shift, hold shift while clicking middle click, you can rotate the camera. So you can see this is a two-dimensional object. To make it a three-dimensional object, you have to extrude it. So to do that, I'm going to go to the 3D model tab, click extrude, and you can see that it's a 3D object now. You can use the arrow to move it around, but I'm just going to type in 20 to make it a cube. So this is one of the most simple objects you can make. Now I'm going to add a little extra piece to it. So you can go back to the Sketch tab, click rectangle, and select the face you want to draw on. So now it's two-dimensional again. And the green dot signifies that it's at a point. So I'm just going to make it 10 by 10. Finish sketch, 3D model, and extrude. I'm going to extrude it maybe 5 millimeters. So this is a simple object. Now there's a lot of different ways to make the same object, so I'm going to show you a few examples of making this exact object using a few different methods. So I'm just going to make a new part, change the units to millimeters, and I'm going to make it by making a big shape and then cutting a part out of it, and start a sketch. The base dimension is going to be the same, 20 by 20, but now my extrusion is going to be, instead of 20, it's going to be 25. And now I have almost there. I just need to cut out this piece. So I'm going to make another sketch. This time I'm going to use lines. I'm going to start here, 10. Make sure it's 90 degrees, 10, 10, and keep drawing around. Finish sketch, and then extrude. So extrude doesn't only add, it can also subtract. You can change those settings here if you wanted to add material or subtract, and even the direction. So I'm going to subtract 5 millimeters. So it's the same exact shape, but it's done in a different way. And I'm going to show you one more way to do it. You can use a single sketch to create the same shape without making two different sketches. So I'm going to start out just like the other two, 20 by 20, but this time I'm going to use line to cut out to draw the little top piece. Finish sketch. So I'm going to do extrude. You have to select both sides and make it 20 just like the first one. But then now you see the sketch isn't visible, but you can go into this menu, click on the sketch, and turn on visibility. Now I can click extrude again, select this little piece, make it join, and make it 25. And I can hide the sketch again. So these are three of the same part created using three different methods. So in CAD, before you make a part, you always try to visualize it and try to think of a method to do it. You can either build it up, subtract, or there's a lot of different ways to make the same part. This is what you need to know to create simple parts and shapes and things like that. In the next video, I'll be getting into more advanced part creating methods.